Live stream here with Anna from Lucy Paper Crafts. Oh gosh, hold on a second. I'm trying to figure out. Okay, all right. So, I'm a little bit out of the like a fish out of water here today. So, let me pull up my live stream on my laptop so I can see comments because I can't really see them at the moment here on my phone. And that will give everybody who wants to join me live. If you're watching the replay, say hi. Yeah, I will just open that up here. And I have two very cute cards, bonus card ideas for you for this month's 2026 July Paper Pumpkin Kit. And you can make them with just a few extra supplies, but we're using the stamp set and the quarterly coordinating dies. But more for that here in a second. Let me just make sure my laptop is muted. And your channel. Okay, there we go. Okay, we're live. And I'm just gonna turn on my sound for a second so I can hear. Just making sure. Okay, there's sound. All right. Oh, let me grab something real quick. I couldn't remember where I put my folders because I do have some other things that I wanted to share with you in terms of Paper Pumpkin. So, just some upcoming sneak peeks. Okay, so let me flip you around, and I hope this goes well. We're just coming down from a heat wave, and I'm so glad that we are. So let me, so close your eyes if you get motion sickness, okay? And I'll let you know when we're done. Okay, so just have to move my camera. Sorry for all the shaking. Okay, I think, is that good? So I'm gonna try again with the, just the daylight. So we'll see how that goes. All right, so if you haven't opened your Paper Pumpkin Kit and you got it this month, some beautiful fun folds. And I have to put up my hair. It's just way too hot. Even though we're coming off of the heat wave here, a little bit at least, end of July, southeast Missouri, and we're right on the Mississippi River. Like, I'm not joking, like we're right over there. It's like, I don't know, I'm too bad with like American distance measurements, so but I can walk like 3 minutes down and I'm on the Mississippi. So anyways, these were the cards. Like really fun, and I have a few tips that I want to share. If you haven't put yours together yet, then you might find those helpful, because I mean, as gorgeous as these are, so these are all fun folds. So mainly kind of like easel cards, and yeah, I think the principle or the concept is the same on all of them. So let me just pop these up. Of course, now having the window at the opposite end is not so helpful, but it's okay. So maybe if I can, but then they're kind of upside down for you. Anyways, I'll hold them up. So really cute. And for those of you who are active subscribers, there is a refill available. So if you want to make more of these, you can just hop to my Stampin' Up store, stampinup.com, and or you know, if you have a different demonstrator, then just go ahead and you know, place your order, but you need to be an active subscriber to shop refills, and as of right now they're still available. So the refills just have all the paper supplies and embellishments. So like in this case, it's the card bases, the stickers, all the labels, everything, except for the stamp set and the ink spot. That's not what you get. But adhesives, everything that you can use up within the kit, you get that in the refill. And I want to say they're like $14, so really affordable to kind of make an extra set of 9 cards. Of course, the envelopes are in there. So you got to make 3 of each. And so let me put these aside for a second. and give you just a tip here and there. And it's basically just 2 or 3 things that I wanted to point out for you. So as you can see, I have all my, like most of my stamps mounted for the extra 2 bonus cards. You get your Timid Tiger ink spot. That was the color this this month. And so you got your instructions. And now here is definitely a tip that I wanted to share because I struggled with it a little bit. So you have all these cutout pieces for the flowers, like really cute. And then they have these, I don't know, I'll try and see if I can get that on there. You have these centers and these are all stickers, right? So these are just cutouts, the petals, but then the center of each flower is actually a sticker like our large black sentiments here. And they almost all like look kind of the same. I mean, you can tell, but here's the thing. There's 3 different sizes of flowers. So there's 3 different sizes of sentiments. And as you can see, I've used them all up on all the cards, so you do not get extras, okay? So if you pull one off and you accidentally put it on the wrong flower, leave it on there. Because that top layer that actually has that yellow printing on it comes off very easily. You would need to use some liquid glue or something to get it back on. But what I'm trying to say is just like these stickers, I mean, they're really like sturdy, but the top layer comes off easily. So if you put one of these flower centers accidentally on the wrong size of your cutout, you know, petals, just leave it on there. Okay, so that is definitely my big tip. And then also when you pull these off, you might want to just kind of go gently because you have the bits and pieces here. Take your pick tool with the paper piercer end was very, very helpful in this one because I would just go under my stickers, kind of bend the paper a little bit and then just bit by bit pull them off the sheet. So because they're very like skinny sentiments. If you can hear my office neighbor, we'll just I'll just try and well, who knows, maybe you can't hear it. So I'll just have to focus and not get too distracted by it. So yeah, that was the tip or the 2 tips that I wanted to give you there. Use your take your pick tool and just carefully go with the layers. And then make sure you have the right size for each sticker. Okay, all right, so that was what I wanted to share with the cards themselves in this kit. So let me just get these out of the way. If you have any questions about Paper Pumpkin or this kit in particular, feel free to send me, just leave me a comment. If you're on the live stream, you can actually leave a you know, leave a message in the live chat. I'll try and read along, but you can also, after the live stream has processed, you can also leave a comment below the video. And so, like I said, I wanted to show you just real quick before I get into the crafty part of this. So this is kind of like, if you are an active Stampin' Up, not Stampin' Up, Paper Pumpkin subscriber, you get this email with this flyer. I think once a quarter, maybe you get it a second time, I'm not sure. But it gives you a sneak peek of all 3 Paper Pumpkins for the following quarter. So at the end of June, we got the sneak peek for July, for August, and September. So as always, the deadline to sign up is the 10th of the month. So for the August Kindred Greetings kit, the registration time frame was July 11th all the way through August 10th. And it will make 9 cards with, I don't know if you can see, I have a larger image actually here. So let me show you that. Do you see these gorgeous laser cut layers? Like really, really beautiful. And the colors in here are going to be Basic Gray, Calypso Coral, Gray Granite. That is going to be the Stampin' Spot, the ink spot, Lost Lagoon, Petal Pink, and Pool Party. So a very fun color combination. And down here, they give you a little bit of an extra sneak peek. Card bases and envelopes have a textured linen-like feel. We've had that with one of our Christmas kits, the Calm and Bright. So it kind of looks like it's also going to have that really elegant a texture to it. So I'm really excited about that. But that's not all for August. That is special. If you have never received a Paper Pumpkin kit, you can save 25% on your first Paper Pumpkin if you subscribe for the one in August. So, and it's got to, so if you're a current subscriber, I'm sorry, you can't get this discount. But it needs to be a pay-as-you-go subscription. You need to be signed up by August 10th because that is the deadline for the August kit. And so you will get this kit. Like I said, it's the pay-as-you-go, so the month per month. When you go into the Stampin' Up! Store and you purchase this subscription, you will get charged right away. And all the following months, you will get charged after the 10th of the month. It's usually, I think my charge goes through usually around like the 11th or 12th. Sometimes, if there's an issue with your credit card or something, then they will give it a second try. And yeah, so if you're interested, in this Paper Pumpkin kit for August and you have never done it before, definitely take advantage until August 10th. So this promotion is live right now to save on that. And then I also wanted to give you a sneak peek for the September kit, which you would then also could get in September. It's the Aspens of Gratitude, and it's going to have like hand-painted watercolor designs. And the colors for that one: Basic Light, Cajun Craze, Daffodil Delight, Early Espresso is going to be the ink spot, Golden Glow, Gray Granite, Mossy Meadow, and Pumpkin Pie. So I'm sorry, my printout is kind of weak here in the colors. That's the office printer. And then what you might see down here are actually the coordinating dies for this quarter. So pretty much, I'm pretty sure this aspen leaf is going to be beautiful with this one. And that is the perfect switch over to my card ideas today, because I'll be using these dies, these add-on dies. Again, this is something only active Paper Pumpkin subscribers can get. So for this quarter, July through September, it's the detailed flora dies. And I want to say that they're just like $12, $12, $13, $14, something in that range. So, but they're really cute, and they try to make it coordinate basically with all three kits. So that's why it's called an add-on. And you can use the circle for pretty much, all your cards. And it's really cute because it's irregular pattern. So it's like long, short, long, short, long, short kind of stitches. And then, like I said, you have this gorgeous leaf here and then these flowers. So I'll be using all of these except for the circle. So yeah, and as of right now, they're still available, but only while supplies last. Okay, let me get all of this stuff out of the way and let's do some crafting. But I also have to take a quick sip of water. Okay, I'm bringing in some scrap paper just to be on the safe side. And let me show you the first card that we're going to make. And I chose a color combination for like the same color palette for all three of them. And I thought they were just like so fresh and nice and summery. And I really wanted to use the Timid Tiger because it is a 2025, 2027 in color, which means next spring this in color is going to leave us. So I want to use it now as much as I can. Can't wait for Halloween. And so let me show you how quick and easy it is to make this card. So I was supposed to have, oh, it's in here. So let me get this back into my sleeve so I don't mess it up. Okay, so I have my bubble bath. So that's the color combination we're working with today, is Granny Apple Green, Bubble Bath, and Timid Tiger. And I'm going to take out here my piece of basic white cardstock. This is cut to 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. Might sound a little bit odd because I don't have a layer behind it other than the card base, but these are just like pre-cut pieces that I have. So I take like almost half a pack of basic white and I cut it to the same 2 or 3 measurements so that I can just, while I'm creating, I don't have to worry about, I just pick between 2 or 3 different sizes of basic white layers and I just go ahead and get crafting. And that one actually goes with the other card. I just realized. Okay, so let's bring in our stamps. So I'm going to start here with this grid texture and I'm going to use some bubble bath on that. I'm using the full ink pads because I like to actually use the small ink spots from my paper pumpkin kits and other kits that we have to give that to new stampers or, you know, little prizes here and there. So I'm just going to stamp one here. Maybe that was a little bit heavy-handed, but that's okay. And here's my little tip. If you want it at the same angle and you're a little bit picky about it, what I did was like I lined it up and I went over a little bit and then just kind of went there. Okay, so easy peasy. And then I'm going to grab my Timid Tiger for my sentiment. And I'm going to use, is that, no, that's the wrong one. Birthday Wishes. I already have them mounted. So we're just going to ink that up. And let's see how high, how low. Just want to make sure we got it straight on there. So in the middle and there. Okay. And we can close that. I'm just worried that I'm going to get my fingers all over it, so I'm going to put that aside. And then we're going to stamp our flower stamps. So you have 2 and they go in different directions. So it's kind of up to you. I stamped this one. You just want to make sure you leave enough room for your other flower there. So that one goes there. But we don't have to overthink it. We want to keep it sweet and simple. And then I'm just using the other one and put that in the opposite direction over here. Okay. And then I'm bringing in that small flower stamp and a bubble bath again. So you have 2 different flower stamps in there, and I picked this more solid one because I wanted to do the skinny one with the Timid Tiger. And if you turn these right, you can actually get them to somewhat line up with your stem. But if not, I think it just adds to the cuteness of these cards. Let's see. No, that looks, we'll go with that. So cute. And then I'm going to bring in my small Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine because we got to do some workout. No, not really. You'll see in a second. So bringing in my plates. And let's see, we'll put, which one should go on the, I'll put this one on the bottom. And then we will need some Granny Apple Green. Let's see if we can find a scrap here that we can use. That should work. And a little bit of Timid Tiger. Let's, oh, there's a lot of Timid Tiger here that we can use up. So just teeny tiny pieces. And I'm going to take my dies. Let's see if that works out. Might have been a little bit too small. We'll see. Because, yep. So much for teeny tiny pieces. Shouldn't have torn too much of it off. I'm just trying to, okay. I'm gonna need some more for the next card anyway. So, and you do get, just like for these flowers, there's these, where are my stamps? My stamps are somewhere. I can't see them right now. But you do have these little dots in the stamps that you could stamp your centers as well. So I'm going to just mount my flowers here, and then just a little bit of that timid tiger for this one flower here. But it's also, the dies also have centers that you could layer there. But I had these really cute sequins, and that's actually from the Sunset Coast suite. So I think these are called Sunset Sparkle. And now here is where I always say we're doing some workout. So I don't shake the table. I'm just going to lift up my mini Stamp and Cut Emboss machine, and my die just fell out. So we got to do that again. And that's okay. So that didn't cut. So I have my ones there. So we got to do that again. Okay, so let's see. I'll put that right in the middle. Okay, at this point, I would think that you can hear my neighbors. Okay, so there we go. Now it went through. So of course you don't have to lift your mini Stamp and Cut Emboss to do that. Okay, where's my little trash can? Over there. So I'll put that aside for just a second. We'll need it again for our second card. And you're gonna, I love the cuteness of this card, but I think the second card is even cuter. Okay, so let's see. So now you have to decide which one you want to put there. I think I'm gonna go with that one. Oops. I'll just keep that in the die so that it doesn't get lost. And now with just a little bit of liquid glue. So we don't have to make it too complicated. Am I on camera? Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm all for the girlfriend coffee chat catch up on a Thursday afternoon. So, well, I hope you can laugh with me about it. Did I use a dimensional? No, I did not. So we'll use some more liquid glue. I'll let him know. How about this? I'll just I'll send my office neighbor. I'll send her the link for the live stream so she can enjoy her conversation with her friend once more. Okay, so and then we're going to glue that down onto our card base. So well, it's not official yet, but what is official is that this Stampin' Seal is empty. All right, but I kind of saw that coming. So somewhere in this mess here, I put my refill. Oh, there we go. So, but I think that's my last one. So I'm excited that next weekend it's sales tax holiday for Missouri. And if you shop during that weekend, you can, obviously save sales tax. Not just on your back to school stuff. Well, it is for back to school, I think, mainly. But anyways, Stampin' Up! Also has items, including all of our adhesives, all of our Stampin' Blends, our blender pens, and our grit paper, and I want to say there's something else. Maybe our water painters, I'm not sure. But a whole bunch of like basic tools, but mainly big part is our adhesives, are going to be included in that no sales tax. So you'll have to check if your state is doing one. So for Missouri, it's going to be August 7th through August 9th. And there is a cap, I think for us in Missouri, it's a $50 cap per purchase. So I definitely plan on stocking up on some adhesives that weekend. All right, there we go. That was a lot of talking, a lot of work. And so here are the Sunset Sparkle sequins, different colors. But this is Timid Tiger. So I was like, yay, that's so cute. Let's use these up. So I'm putting 2 small ones here on my small flowers. That way I don't have to worry about trying to hit that with my stamp like smack in the middle, you know, like precisely. And so cute. And it adds a little bit sparkle, you know. And then I'm using one of these larger ones here that is more like a pinkish. So I don't think Bubble Bath is officially a color, a designated color for these sequins, but just look like how much color variation you can get with these. So these have like almost a whole rainbow. There's orange, there's red in it, there's purple in it, blue. These I think are Pool Party. I want to say Strawberry Slush, something like that. Then Timid Tiger, and then kind of like a white pink iridescent one. So just a perfect addition to these, and I do think these are still available. I know they were sold out for a little bit, but they're back in stock right now. Okay, so we'll be using them again on the second card. So there you go. And of course you could go ahead and, you know, make a layer for the inside. But yeah, just a cute card using the stamp set and the dies for making it. All right, so, but let me show you card number 2. So adorable. I love it. And it's just so bright colors. Let me get it out of the sleeve for a second. So it's your day, hooray, or hooray, it's your day, whatever you want to do. And as you can see, I've used a lot of these elements again. So let me show you real quick how to put it together. I'll put that here. So I embossed a piece of Granny Apple Green, still our color combination. And I used our Forever Plaid 3D embossing folder. And we've had it now, I want to say almost for like, thank you, Lauren. This embossing folder for quite some time. And back then, I think it was paired in a Christmas holiday in our holiday catalog with the cute like reindeer suite, and I was kind of like on the fence about it, and now I don't want to miss it anymore. I love that it's big, so it's great for card makers. It's great for people who teach classes because you can run multiple at a time. It's great for scrapbooking or even home decor items, you know, and you need a bigger layer. So I love our large new embossing folders, and this one in particular. I hope it stays forever. Huh. Okay, had to put that there. So anyways, we're gonna go ahead and glue that down. So this layer, Granny Apple Green, embossed with the Forever Plaid 3D embossing folder, is cut to 5 by 3 3/4. And I'm just going to layer that on here. And as you can see, I ran it at a little bit at an angle. So it's not always, most of the time I use it in a straight like kind of pattern, but I wanted something a little bit whimsical, cute on this one. Okay, there we go. Sometimes you have to push down a little bit more on the sides with the embossed layers. And then I have that circle. So the circle from the dies, let's see here, let's measure, has about, it's kind of between 2 3/4 of an inch and 2 7/8 of an inch. So, and since it's a circle, that's the measurement. I don't know if you can see. So it's an erect kind of like, it is a pattern, but it's like long stitch, short stitch, and so on. So, so it is a little bit different than our stylish shapes dies. Okay, so now bringing in our large Hooray stamp. I love that they included that in the stamp set. And I'm going to stamp that in Bubble Bath. So let's ink that up. I gotta do that sideways. The stamp is so big, and just that's why I love circle shapes, because you don't have to worry about so much like this way, because you can still adjust it as you assemble your card. Okay, that's it for the Bubble Bath. And then I'm going to bring in a piece, just a scrap piece of basic white, and I put my punch somewhere. So you can use, I think you have like 2 or 3, or maybe just one. I think it was just one banner that was left over in the paper pumpkin kit. But the sentiments are actually a perfect match for our 3 banner punch. So I'm just going to use that side piece here and punch that out. And I'm going to bring in, let's switch here. So that's the It's Your Day. Of course, again, you could do your birthday wishes. The other one, I think, is Hugs and Something. That was the other sentiment. So I'm going to stamp It's Your Day in Timid Tiger. Let me just bring that closer to me for a second. Okay, there we go. Oh, what I meant to say when my Stampin' Seal ran out, if you want here for that. So I'm probably going to switch to a studio further down the hallway where I only have one person to the side of me, and I think currently that's an empty office as well. So maybe that will be a little bit quieter. So that neighbor just moved in, so. But that's just kind of like an added bonus. That's not the main reason I'm switching the studios. Okay, so then I'm using some dimensionals. So just 1, 2, 3, 4, however many you want to do on a circle. I'm just going to throw that there for now. Okay, so now we can maneuver our sentiment here. Let's see, how did I... Okay, pretty straight and pretty much in the middle. So there we go. And then I didn't pop this up extra because I already have the circle popped up, so we can just put a little bit of adhesive towards one side. That should be enough. And hooray, it's your day. I think this is so cute. And just, you know, you can use any embossing folder that you have. You can use any circle die that you have. You can cut this banner yourself or use the one you have left over in your kit. And as for the flowers, so I have one here. So we're going to glue that down there. So I have one, and then I'm going to need another one. But you can use any kind of cute, you know, flower dies that you have. So... oops, I gotta close that glue. I know that's gonna get everywhere, and we don't want that. So let me put my finished card over there. And now where did I... That should fit on there because we're gonna need 2 leaves. And then I need a little bit more bubble bath. Okay, so we're just gonna use that. That should work for the whole thing. Okay, let's see if we can get it pinned down so it doesn't fall off. You know what I just realized? Not that only that I forgot the plate, but my camera is actually mounted to a different table, so I can just run it on here. I think I'm just so used to lifting up the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine during videos because my camera stand was attached to my main stamping table. So let's see. Okay, there we go. Okay. Okay, I'm just trying, as I'm getting these out, I'm just trying to see. You're so welcome, Lauren. I'm glad you like the inspiration using the add-on dies. I haven't seen a whole lot with these, so, or maybe I just missed it. I don't know. So like I said, you get these tiny little centerpieces that you could use as well. But I just love the idea with the sequins so much. Okay, and then let's get these poked out. You know, I do actually, a lot of times I like to use the putty end to just kind of get that out. Just have to make sure you're not holding it down at the same time. That's what happens to me sometimes, and I'm like, why is this not coming off? Oh, well, maybe I should move my fingers. I'm kind of holding it down still. Okay, so just to kind of put them back in their home, right? Don't put it down, put it away. Okay. So, and now let's assemble our card here. I'm going to bring that back in. So you have these two, and I love that you can cut out two at a time. So bringing in my, if you're wondering what I have here in this little bottle, it's multi-purpose liquid glue. So it's our regular green glue, nothing fancy. It just gives me a little bit more control over how much adhesive is coming out of there. Oops. Because I know some people struggle with that. You don't want to get too high depending on how low you stamped your larger sentiment. So giving that a second to dry. There we go. Now we're going to put that over here. Yeah, maybe I should have put it, but it's okay now. It's glued down, so we're gonna leave it at that. And then this one is going over here, and it's okay. I mean, you can still tell that it's a Y, even though the flower's on top of it a little bit. So just a little bit there in the center. If you want, you can pop up those petals a little bit. Just pin them up before you glue them down. And I mean, nobody's gonna know if you put the flower, the petals also a little bit lower. Okay, yeah, I think I stamped my Hooray a little bit higher on my initial card. Okay, if you want, use mini glue dots for those, for the petals. All right, and then just for a finishing touch, bringing back those cute sequins, and I'm using a small one on this one. And I want to point out something to you here in a second that I get asked a lot, like how can I make sure that my colors go nicely together and that my card is kind of balanced, the overall composition. So let me share with you real quick how I approach this basically with every card that I design. So when I have a color palette, I try to make every color appear at least 2 times. So for example, on this card, I have the Granny Apple Green, I have it here and in the stems. The Timid Tiger, I have it in the sentiment and I have it in the embellishment. The Bubble Bath, I have it stamped here and I have it in the cardstock here. So that way it looks nice and balanced out because you have the colors like in multiple spots, in different textures, and different layers. So that's just my tip right there, how you can maybe improve your card design a little bit if you struggle with kind of like, if you would love to get better at creating your own cards instead of maybe just copying other cards. So that would be my biggest tip. Try and pick up the colors. So that's why I usually stick to 2 to 3 colors. I love, I just made a whole batch of like single colored cards with one of our upcoming fall bundles. And it was all white and hydrangea hue, and I think they turned out gorgeous. But if I use multiple colors, then I usually stick to like no more than 3, sometimes 4. But then it gets kind of tricky to put each color at least twice on the card to give it a more polished overall look. So those were my 2 card ideas. Let me bring them back in if I can find my other one. I'm always so bad just kind of like putting them away. So we can move away the scrap paper. So let me know in the live chat or in the comments which one is your favorite. I love how whimsical this one is, but I just love the bright embossed layer. I've always been a huge fan of just like embossing cardstock. That was kind of the big thing for me to get into paper crafting. I've done that at a class and I was like just blown away, and I think the next week I bought my first die cutting machine so I could emboss. So anyways, and just showing you one more time like the supplies. So we used the stamp set from the July Paper Pumpkin Kit. I used a lot of the dies in the add-on set. for July, August, September. So you're probably going to see me use these again the next 2 months. Our colors were Granny Apple Green, Bubble Bath, and then this was the ink spot color in your Paper Pumpkin if you got it for July, Timid Tiger. And I think it's such a fun color combination. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions. Oh, and then I used from the sunset, from that lighthouse, Sunset Sparkle. That's what these called, Sunset Sparkle sequins. And then one of my absolute all-time favorites, Forever Plaid 3D embossing folder. So those are kind of like the extra things that I've used. So let me think. So I think I told you about upcoming Paper Pumpkins. The promotion that will end on August 10th, that you can get 25% off your first kit. And in your very first kit, you also get a block. Let me show you real quick. I have it somewhere. So I don't know if this is the Paper Pumpkin one, but you get a D-sized clear block with your very first Paper Pumpkin as well. So lots of goodies that you get with your kit. If you're interested, I'll put the link in the video description for that promotion to get your 25% off. And I'm really excited for the next 2 months. They look amazing, the sneak peeks that we've been getting. And another little sneak peek that I can give you, well, not show you right now, but I just wanted to let you know, I'm going to have a super fun promotion going on to celebrate my Stampin' Up! Anniversary all of August. That sounded kind of funny. And yeah, if you would love to be part of that, because I will give away prizes and goodies for customers who shop with me throughout the month of August, or people who sign up to my classes all the way through August. And I have some really amazing, I'm so excited. Fall is my season, so I have some really amazing classes coming up with all of our fall themed products, stamps, papers. Oh my gosh, the papers are so fun, so gorgeous. Can you tell I'm excited? Anyways, if you're not on my email list yet, on Saturday, August 1st is when I will email it out. So if you're not subscribed yet, I have the link to subscribe to my email list in the description of this live stream and in this video. And thank you so much for tuning in. And I hope you liked this inspiration. And yeah, leave me a comment which one is your favorite, number 1 or number 2, or if you like them both. But definitely, if you end up making these cards, please come back to this video and let me know so that I know to make more of these videos for you guys. All right, thank you so much. And if you're already heading towards the weekend, then I hope you have a lovely one. And I'll see you in the next video.